Ladies and gentlemen, warriors of life, let me tell you something that most people don't want to hear: you are going to fail. Not once, not twice, but over and over again. Failure is not optional, it is inevitable. But here's the truth that separates champions from everyone else. Failure is not the end. In fact, failure is just the beginning. It's the doorway through which you must pass to reach greatness. It's not the enemy, it's the teacher. Most people fear failure as if it's some kind of permanent label, a mark that defines them as unworthy or incapable. But champions know better. They understand that failure is not a verdict, it's feedback. It's life's way of saying, not yet, but keep going. Every failure contains a lesson, a clue, a piece of the puzzle you're trying to solve. The question is, are you willing to look for it? When you fail, don't waste your time blaming the world, your circumstances, or bad luck. Don't wallow in self-pity and don't let the voices of doubt take over. Instead, stop and analyze. Ask yourself, why did this happen? What can I learn from this? How can I come back stronger? Champions don't view failure as a dead end. They see it as a detour, a chance to correct their course and move closer to their goals. The truth is, failure is not a reflection of your worth. It's a reflection of your effort. If you're not failing, you're not trying hard enough. The greatest achievements in history were built on the back of repeated failures. Every successful entrepreneur, every world-class athlete, every groundbreaking artist, they all failed, and they all failed big. But the difference is, they didn't stop there. They got back up, they learned, and they kept moving forward. Failure is also a test of your character. It's easy to stay motivated when things are going well, but what happens when things fall apart? When the plan you worked so hard on doesn't work? When the doors you were counting on slam shut? Champions use these moments to prove their resilience. They don't give up. They don't quit, and they certainly don't back down. They rise. Think of failure as a mirror. It shows you your weaknesses, your blind spots, the areas where you need to improve. It's not there to shame you. It's there to guide you. If you avoid failure, you're avoiding growth. If you embrace it, you're embracing the path to mastery. Failure also strips away the unimportant. It forces you to focus on what truly matters. When you fail, you're given the chance to rebuild, not as you were, but stronger, smarter, and more determined than ever. Failure doesn't make you weaker, it refines you. It forces you to become resourceful, creative, and relentless. So the next time you fail, don't see it as a defeat. See it as a moment of truth. Ask yourself, what am I willing to do to overcome this? How much am I willing to endure to reach my goal? Because the answer to those questions will define your future. Champions are not the ones who never fail. They are the ones who refuse to let failure stop them. They understand that the road to success is paved with setbacks, but every step forward is a victory in itself. So embrace failure, learn from it. Use it as fuel for your journey, because every time you rise after a fall, you're proving to the world and to yourself that you are unstoppable. That's what it means to learn from failure. That's what it means to rise above. Ladies and gentlemen, warriors of life, the people you choose to surround yourself with will either propel you to greatness or drag you into mediocrity. This is an undeniable truth, yet it's often overlooked by those who dream big but never seem to break free from their limitations. Champions understand that their environment is a reflection of their future. If you surround yourself with weak minds, you'll develop weak habits. But if you surround yourself with strength, ambition, and resilience, you'll rise to a level you never thought possible. Take a hard look at the people in your life. Are they pushing you to be better, or are they pulling you into complacency? Are they inspiring you to dream bigger and work harder, or are they convincing you to settle for less? Weak people love company because it validates their lack of effort. They'll tell you that your dreams are unrealistic, that your goals are impossible, not because they truly believe that, but because your ambition highlights their lack of it. Champions don't allow themselves to be weighed down by negativity. They seek out people who challenge them, who refuse to let them make excuses, and who demand excellence. They understand that iron sharpens iron. When you surround yourself with strong, disciplined, and ambitious individuals, you're forced to level up. You're exposed to new ideas, new perspectives, and a higher standard of living. But don't mistake this for convenience. Finding the right people is not easy. You may have to walk away from old friendships, break ties with toxic relationships, or distance yourself from those who no longer align with your vision. This isn't an act of arrogance, it's an act of necessity. You cannot afford to spend your time and energy on people who drain you. Every second you waste with someone who doesn't push you forward is a second you're stealing from your own potential. Strong people don't always look like what you might expect. They're not necessarily the loudest or the most charismatic. Sometimes they're the quiet ones, The disciplined ones, the ones who lead by example. They're the ones who have the courage to tell you when you're slacking, the wisdom to guide you when you're lost, and the strength to stand by you when things get tough. These are the people who will become your allies, your mentors, and your partners on the journey to greatness. But here's the catch. If you want to surround yourself with strength, you must also bring strength to the table. Strong people are not interested in carrying dead weight. They're not looking for someone to drag along. They're looking for equals, for partners, for those who are as committed to excellence as they are. So if you want to be in the company of champions, you must first become a champion yourself. You must earn your place in the circle of strength. Building a strong network takes time, effort, and discernment. You'll have to prove your value, demonstrate your commitment, and show that you're willing to give as much as you take. But when you do, the rewards are immeasurable. You'll find yourself surrounded by people who lift you up, who inspire you to push beyond your limits, and who refuse to let you settle for anything less than your best. So make no apologies for being selective about who you allow into your life. Guard your circle fiercely, because the quality of your environment will determine the quality of your future. Surround yourself with strength, and you will become unstoppable. This is not just advice. It's a principle, a law of success that champions live by. If you want to rise above, start by rising with the right people. Ladies and gentlemen, warriors of life, let me make something clear. Life owes you not a single thing. The moment you start thinking the world is supposed to be fair, that you're entitled to success, or that someone else should carry your burdens, you've already lost. Champions know this. They understand that playing the victim is the fastest way to lose control of their lives. When you adopt a victim mentality, you're handing over your power to circumstances, to other people, and to forces beyond your control. And let me tell you, no one ever rose above by thinking the world was against them. Life will hit you. It will throw challenges your way, blindside you with setbacks, and test you in ways you didn't expect. You might face unfairness, injustice, and betrayal. But none of that defines you unless you let it. Champions don't waste time pointing fingers, blaming others, or wallowing in self-pity. They take ownership, complete and unapologetic ownership of their lives. They understand that while they can't control everything that happens to them, they can always control how they respond. Playing the victim is seductive because it feels good in the moment. It lets you off the hook. It allows you to sit back, complain, and wait for someone else to fix your problems. But what does that accomplish? Nothing. Complaining doesn't pay your bills. Blaming others doesn't build your future. Sitting around waiting for justice doesn't make you stronger. All it does is keep you stuck, powerless, and bitter. Champions don't do that. They take every setback, every injustice, and every failure as a challenge. They ask themselves, what can I do about this? How can I turn this into an advantage? When life pushes them down, they don't wait for someone to lift them up. They rise on their own. They know that playing the victim only gives more power to the obstacles in their path. Let's be honest, life is hard and it's unfair. You're gonna face things you didn't deserve. But guess what? That's the same for everyone. The difference is what you do about it. Do you let it break you, or do you let it build you? Every time you choose to take responsibility, even when it's not your fault, you're taking back your power. Responsibility is not about blame, it's about control. When you take responsibility for your life, you take control of your destiny. Think about the greatest success stories you've ever heard. None of them started with someone saying, I sat around waiting for someone to save me. No, they started with someone who refused to be defeated. Someone who looked at their circumstances, no matter how grim, and decided to fight back. That's what it means to rise above. That's what it means to never play the victim. So stop making excuses. Stop waiting for life to be fair. Stop expecting someone else to fix your problems. You are not a victim, and you never will be unless you decide to be. You are a warrior, a creator, a force to be reckoned with. When life gets hard, good. That's your chance to prove what you're made of. That's your opportunity to grow stronger, smarter, and more resilient. Champions know that the world doesn't owe them anything, and they don't expect it to. They make their own way, they fight their own battles, and they claim their own victories. They don't waste time complaining about the rules. They learn to win within them or break through them. They don't wait for permission. They take action. The moment you stop playing the victim is the moment you take back your life. It's the moment you stop being a pawn and start being the king or queen of your own game. That's what champions do. And that's what you must do if you want to rise above. Take responsibility, take action, take control, because no one is coming to save you, but you don't need saving. You are more than capable of saving yourself. Unshakable confidence is not something you're born with. It's something you build. It's forged in the fires of self-doubt, adversity, and countless challenges. Confidence is the foundation upon which champions stand, and it's not given, it's earned. Most people misunderstand confidence. They think it comes from success, from applause, from validation. But true confidence doesn't rely on external validation. It's internal, unbreakable, and rooted in knowing you have what it takes to handle whatever life throws at you. Confidence isn't arrogance. It's not about pretending you're better than everyone else or ignoring your flaws. It's about knowing who you are, owning your strengths, and acknowledging your weaknesses without letting them define you. Champions don't need to boast or seek approval because they already have it from themselves. They don't need the world to tell them they're good enough because they've already decided they are. But here's the thing, confidence doesn't just show up one day. It's built brick by brick, decision by decision. Every time you face a fear, every time you push through discomfort, every time you take action despite uncertainty, you're laying the foundation for confidence. Confidence comes from doing hard things, from proving to yourself that you can handle the struggle, and from knowing you'll figure it out no matter what. Think about it. How can you be confident in yourself if you've never tested yourself? Confidence grows when you step into the arena, take risks, and embrace challenges. It doesn't matter if you succeed or fail. What matters is that you showed up and gave it everything you had. Each time you do that, you're telling yourself, I am capable, I am resilient, I can handle this. Champions understand that confidence is a skill, not a gift. They practice it daily, and they protect it fiercely. They refuse to let negative self-talk, criticism, or failure shake their belief in themselves. They know that confidence is a choice to trust in their abilities and their preparation, even when the odds seem stacked against them. The world will try to chip away at your confidence. It will throw doubts, distractions, and discouragement in your path. People will criticize you, judge you, and try to bring you down to their level. But champions don't let the noise get to them. They silence the negativity and focus on their mission. They know that confidence doesn't come from being perfect. It comes from being relentless. Unshakable confidence also means accepting that you won't always get it right. You'll make mistakes, face setbacks, and encounter failure. But confidence isn't about avoiding failure. It's about knowing you can recover from it. It's about understanding that every stumble is just a step on the path to greatness. Champions don't fear failure because they know it's not a reflection of their worth. It's a lesson to learn from. Confidence is power. It's the voice that tells you to take the leap, to speak up, to stand tall even when you feel small. It's what allows you to bet on yourself when no one else will. It's the belief that you are capable of achieving your goals, no matter how big they are or how long the journey takes. So how do you build unshakable confidence? You start by taking action. Confidence isn't built in your head, it's built through experience. Start small if you have to, but start. Face your fears, push your limits, and prove to yourself that you can handle more than you thought. Surround yourself with people who inspire confidence, not those who tear it down. Protect your mind, feed it with positivity, and refuse to let self-doubt take root. Confidence is a choice, and it's one you make every single day. Choose to believe in yourself, to trust your abilities, and to act boldly, even when the outcome is uncertain. That's how champions rise. They don't wait for confidence to find them. They build it. They own it, and they carry it with them into every challenge, knowing they are ready for whatever comes next. That is unshakable confidence, and that is how you rise above. In the end, everything we've talked about boils down to a simple but powerful truth. Rising above challenges is a choice. It's the decision to confront fear instead of running from it, to channel your emotions instead of being controlled by them, and to view failure not as a defeat but as a lesson. It's the discipline to surround yourself with strength, to take ownership of your life, and to build unshockable confidence from within. Life will not hand you success. It will test you, push you, and at times break you. But champions don't wait for favorable conditions or easy paths. They rise through the struggle, not in spite of it, but because of it. They use every setback as a stepping stone, every doubt as fuel, and every challenge as an opportunity to grow stronger. The question is not whether you will face challenges, it's whether you'll rise above them. The power is in your hands, so stand tall, face your fears, master your emotions, and take ownership of your destiny. Refuse to be a victim, build your confidence, and surround yourself with those who elevate you. This is your time to rise. Not tomorrow, not someday, now, because champions aren't born, they are made. And it starts with the choice you make today.